Have you ever got on that first call with a client and felt like it went absolutely nowhere? Well, you're not alone. Most people, not just automation agencies, struggle with discovery calls because they don't have a structured process. I've been in sales and I've ran multiple discovery calls and have built like a step-by-step framework to make sure that I walk away from that call with everything I need to close the deal and create an automation that perfectly fits that client's need. So in this video, I'm going to break down my entire process from what is a discovery call to setting the agenda, asking the right questions, mapping out the automations, and finally how to present back to them without actually presenting. So if you want to learn how to position yourself as a person of authority and not just someone trying to sell something, then stick around and we'll dive in. So first off, what actually is a discovery call? Well, you've got two different scenarios. You've got either that first ever call that you've had with a client, whether it's over the phone or preferably face-to-face via a virtual meeting, or it's a deep dive into their business for larger projects. So there may have been 10 calls already and they've now finally paid for you to learn their processes, what they need to get out of it, where the challenges are, and the type of use cases that they have for automation. But today we're just going to be focused on number one. So that first ever call that you have with a client or a prospect. So I think even if you don't run an AI automations agency and you stumbled across this video, then feel free to stick around and try and replicate what I teach here and implement into your own industry, whatever you sell. But first you want to set the agenda. So this starts with an email to the prospect. One, confirming the time and just making sure they understand what it is you're going to be talking about on the call. Make sure you're continually following up as it gets closer to the time of the call to make sure that they're still going to join, because there's nothing worse than you wasting time sitting on a call for 10 minutes with no one else joining when you could have been spending your time elsewhere with another client that is actually interested in your service. So make sure you're not wasting time. Now, have you ever just asked one question and the client just talks and talks and talks and suddenly the whole 30 minutes have gone and you've gone nowhere? So you need to take control by setting an agenda, which sets you as professional and positions you as an authoritative figure. You can't just ask a question and just let them chat and chat and chat. You have to sometimes cut them off or ask them, hang on, you mentioned this. What did you mean by that? Or go into your next question and do it in a way where, it doesn't look like you're just cutting them off, but time's precious here. So you've got a lot to learn about them in such a short amount of time in their business and their processes. You don't have time for just the idle chit chat. Reduce aimless discussion and keep the call focused. If any of you get on a call and start asking how the weather is, I'm going to come around your house and slap you around the face with a wet fish. Do not be doing that, okay? Some people might get on a call and see you young like they do with me, and they go, oh yeah, I've only got 15 minutes. Let's just talk. They think I might not be an expert or good at what I do. So I respond with, 15 minutes. You've got a lot of time in your hands. I've got a lot of other clients to be getting onto. So yeah, if you don't mind, can we crack on? They'll be a bit taken back by it, but they'll like it. Okay. They'll respect you more for it. Remain indifferent. Don't try and sell on that call. Okay. This is pure consultative. It's just an approach for you to really ask questions, delve in, understand their process, and at the end of it, come out with a solution that's perfect for them. Yeah, so I only put them in for 15 minutes as well, which allows me to keep idle chit-chat to a minimum and crack on with the good stuff. So I normally start with just telling them what this call is going to be about. So this call's about, I say, look, yeah, this call's going to be pretty basic. It's more for me to understand what it is, say if I've reached out with the cold email system, what it is you're doing now to generate leads compared to maybe where you're wanting to be, just to see what that gap looks like. And then if towards the end of the call, there is a gap and I feel like what we do could potentially help you, then we can possibly talk about next steps. Would that help you if we did that? They're not going to go, no, that wouldn't help. They're going to say, yeah, okay, well, and then they might start talking about what it is they're doing now, and just say, yeah, absolutely, we'll get onto that. But what was it that initially attracted your attention to the email? Okay, that's what you want to start with. And they'll start coming back with, oh, okay, you mentioned something about a 30-day guarantee, or I've decided to take the step and start learning about AI. So that's why I'm on this call. Whatever they say, you're going to then understand why they're there, which is good. Okay. Don't fall into the trap of then start selling them the features and the benefits and magic potions and all this crap. This isn't Wolf of Wall Street as well. You're not ramming product or service down their phone until they either buy or die. You're experts. You're learning about their business, understanding if AI is right for them. Do you know AI is right for them? Of course you do, but you've got to make them understand that as well. So learn about their business, understand their processes, and that's all it takes sometimes for your brain to spark a solution. It could just be a couple questions and suddenly you're going, okay, I could actually help you with this. And that's happened a few times with me on sales calls, as I've said, oh, what is it you're actually doing now to generate leads? And it'll talk me through the process and I'll go, all right, well, what if you could potentially just do all that automatically, put something into an app, scrape it, personalize it, and add it to instantly without you even doing anything. Well, yeah, that sounds good. Okay, well, this is what I propose. But what you want to be doing is uncovering pain points and bottlenecks in their existing systems and tools. So, example questions: what are you doing now to generate new leads? And okay, how long have you actually been doing that? So they've been doing it for the last 5, 6, 7 years. Oh, geez, okay, a long time. Why haven't you changed anything yet? Or what's prevented you from maybe looking at other solutions? Well, or have you been looking for anything yet that will? No, not really. What's prevented you from looking? Well, we actually tried something 2 years ago. Okay, what went wrong? The guy was crap. Ah, okay. So is your trust completely gone in stuff like this? And you're suddenly uncovering potential objections later on, such as, for that example, yeah, we've already been with someone and we didn't trust them. Yeah, all right. My ex cheated on me 3 years ago. Doesn't mean she didn't. Doesn't mean that I'm going to now not trust anyone else going forward. What kind of life would that be? You know, just uncover objections beforehand and you can diffuse them really early on. Okay, so if you had a system in place that could, and then you'll plug in something that they said they wanted earlier on, that could potentially automate the process of that manual lead scraping that you're doing, how do you think that would actually impact you guys going forward? They're not going to say it's going to be negative, are they? Okay, that would help. And you're starting to plant that seed in their brain about what your solution can do for them. You're bringing them up. Okay, they're getting excited. They're seeing the future. Now you want to bring them back down. Okay, but what's going to happen if you don't do anything? If you stay in the same place and you still generate the same leads and your business doesn't scale, what happens then? Well, my fucking wife will leave me, whatever. Or if they're being a bit wishy-washy with them, if they start giving you vague answers. Yeah, but are you willing to settle for that though? Does it make sense that you're going to stay in this position when you potentially can see the light at the end of a tunnel and scale your business or generate more leads and get more meetings and get a happier sales team, whatever it could be that they said they wanted? You want to keep plugging it in and playing on it. I hope that helps. It's all about questioning. You talk for 20% of the time, let them talk for 80% of the time, but don't let them ramble. Keep it concise, keep it aimed at their bottlenecks and their pain points. And then suddenly you'll start internally, especially if you're good enough, which you will get to the point of, it takes practice and it takes time. You'll start mapping out the automations as they're speaking. Oh my God, I could do that for you. I could do that for you. It could be something so simple as well. 3 modules you could sell for 750 quid. Easy, quick win, which then suddenly leads onto more projects and bigger ones with the same client. So after asking those questions, you should now have a better understanding of what solutions could help them. You may have even known after the first 2 questions, but it doesn't mean you stop asking. You still need to emotionally trigger the prospect. And I ran out of battery. I don't know where I got to, but you could still hear me talking, so I'm just going to carry on. Get them to let their guard down, and then you transition into proposing a solution that you know full well will help them. And you might have even known it before, but you still ask them questions to get them to I ran out of battery again. It's literally plugged in as well, so I'll try to finish it off. If not, I'll have to come back later. But yeah, so you transition into proposing a solution that you know will help them. So you say, based off what we've spoken about, what we do will actually help you, because you know how you said, and then you plug in what they said before, their pain points and bottlenecks. Well, what we could actually do is automate that by X, Y, and Z. And you remain indifferent. You don't start getting overly excited by the thought of a sale, but you get excited about your solution and what you can actually do for them. So this is the transition phase, right? So you want to present without presenting. If you think of presenting, it's someone in front of a whiteboard speaking about features and benefits and all that crap that is not going to get them excited. So, you start off with your permission. Right, it died again. So I've let it charge for a little bit. So let's crack on where I was. Yeah, so I think I was just saying that was a good first call. Gives me an understanding of where you are now compared to where you want it to be. And really the next steps is for me to go away now, think about what we've discussed, create a proposal for you to go and have a look at. And if it's all right with you, we'll book a call now. Have you got your calendar handy? Something like that. So you're transitioning into booking a call. You always want to book the next call whilst you're on that call. Make sure it's within a time where you can either create a proposal if you haven't got your own automation for that, and go over think about what it is they could have, the automation you could sell them, and make sure you give yourself enough time to prepare and show them what it is that you've gone and thought about and what could really help their business. And that was it. So I can't believe my camera died then. So yeah, that's pretty much it. If you follow this framework, you'll run discovery calls like a pro, and everything will feel so much easier and so much better. And you're not only going to close more deals and get more clients, you're going to have longer term retainers. The clients are going to perceive you as an expert, and they're going to want to stay with you for a lot longer. It brings a whole load of benefits. And trust me, 80% of the sale is done through the discovery call. That's where the first impression is. And if you can perceive yourself as a person of authority, you're flying, and you're well on your way to closing deals left, right, and center. So if that helped you, comment below. If you want me to maybe give you a template or a breakdown of maybe a live call, that would be pretty cool. Let me know if you want me to do that. Otherwise, thanks again for watching. Hit a like, it really helps. Comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.